Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Bob Harvey, the DIY guy here at you. Remember how the other day in my full send video I said, you know, if you land them weird, sometimes they break? Well, unfortunately, it landed weird and it broke. So what I'm going to do is show you how easy it is to change out one of the A-arms on the Xmaxx. I'm sure there's a million videos showing it. This is just my rendition. And then after that, I'm going to do a little bit of carbon fiber wrapping on the body just to see if it'll work. I know it's going to get scarred up and messed up, but every little bit adds durability, so I'm going to give it a shot, and then we'll see how it works. Anyway, so I kind of got this torn down a little bit to show you how easy. These little screws right here are retainers that go right in the end, and then these pins just slide right in. Super easy. You put the pin in. It's got a deal on the end where it stops, and then you just put the pin in it or the screw to retain it, and it works good. Eventually I'm gonna get the pin kit that has a nut on the end, so you don't have to worry about messing with the little screw. Same thing for the shock here. This fits down in the cradle, and then you just put the thing, do the same thing for that. I'm gonna get a through screw for that, and then up here you just pop off the end. Same thing. You pop off the end of the cover. Oh, I forgot I got to take this piece off too. But then the pin just pops right out, no problem. So I'll get that set up, and then I'll show you what it's looked like to take that thing out. Actually, you know what? No, I don't have to do that. All I have to do is come back here and push through the back of this hole. Let me set you up so you can see what I'm doing here. Well, it might be kind of difficult. I got a lot of crap in the way here. Let's see if we can get you pointed down towards it. On the back of this, there's a little tiny hole. See that tiny hole right there? That's the same thing that's on this arm here. But I got to get that shaft out so I can replace the piece. So all you do is you reach up underneath here and you push that little pin, and eventually it will come out. I just got to make sure I got the right hole. I can't tell. I need to get my light here. Oh, see, there is a retainer pin on this side too. But I don't need that. I just need to get this one up here pushed out. It's coming out slowly. It's just, it got bound up, and it might have got a little bit bent when it got hit. But once you get it far enough out, then you can reach up with the pliers and you can inch it out even more. Then you can start to really pull it out. See, there goes the end piece. And then it just, they have a little opening right here that allows you to just pull the pin right out most of the time. I just grab it with a pair of pliers and slide it real slow. Bloop, there it goes. The broken piece just fell on the floor. And now when you get done, you just clean up your pin a little bit with some WD-40. Make sure there's nothing binding on it, so you get nice, good, clean engagement here when you put these or this new arm on. And when you got this off, it's a good time to look back in here and check your bearings and your bearing hubs, and oh, and then you notice, see, this is why you look and see, and you realize you have a broken diff cup right here. That diff cup broken too, and these are supposed to be the hardened ones. So I'm glad I noticed that. No, well, no problem. All you do is you just take the, let me get this massive shock out of the way. There's a little screw inside of there. You just undo the screw, pull the diff cup out, and that's that. I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, here's the removed diff cup. Right there, all you do is you just slide it into the splines and screw the screw in. Whoops, sorry, blinding everything. Screw the screw in, and then you're good to go. I'll turn the light off so you can actually see. But this is what the diff cup looks like, and it's actually pretty solid. I'm really surprised that it cracked in two like that. Anyway, well, that's what it is. That's what happens when you play with RC cars and you get a little too crazy. I was really full sending it, and I had done a complete front flip, and it landed on its front right corner from about 15 feet in the air, and that was all she wrote. So anyway, what I'm going to do is, I don't have the part. I can't get the part till tomorrow. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get set up and move this stuff out of the way and do a little bit of work on the body. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm all set up here. I don't have a ton of this stuff left. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just try to do the fenders just to see how it works. I mean, I know it's going to get ripped off, but I want to just do the fenders a little bit and see if how well it sticks once I heat it. I got some isopropyl alcohol here. I'm going to use to wipe off. Hold on just a second. I'm going to use to wipe off the fenders, since they have all kinds of dirt and WD-40 and whatever else on them. They're kind of messy. Alright, so you just go like this and wipe it down real good. Boy, I wish it would stay nice and shiny like that all the time, but not quite. Anyway, we'll get that cleaned off, that side. Get this side cleaned off, and then what you got to remember to do is not put your fingers all over the side of it again. Alright, okay, so that's done. So basically all I'm going to do is just, I'm going to lay this up here and I'm just going to cut it out to match the contour of this. That's not typically how you do carbon fiber. I mean wrap, sorry. Normally you put it on, stretch it over what you're doing, and then just work it to get it all squared out. But this is a little different. I have to cut the angles to make it match on top first. So I'll do that, and then when I get ready to apply, I'll show you what I had to do. Okay, so after doing a bunch of cutting, basically what I'm going to end up getting is, basically it's just going to go like this. It's not going to be perfect, and then I'll have to trim the back side. It's just going to come down. I just want to see how long this stuff lasts. So basically you just peel the back off. If I can get it off, I'll use my knife here and get underneath it. Get it lightly installed to start with. It's not right, so I'm going to move it forward just a little bit. Put that right there. And then just come right on over and lay it down flat. And then you just come up here. Once you do this, and you get this flat, you get that all the way flat, and just work it out. You bring it back down to the bottom. Kind of screwed up here because I don't have my heat gun with me, so I'm going to have to use my heater over there on the wall to heat this up and get it applied really good. Because once you get the wrap on, it's kind of tacky a little bit to get it to stay. But then once you got it where you want it, then you take a heat gun and you heat it, and it activates the adhesive. And then you can take a, usually, well, if you're doing this on like a car or something, then you would take their little squeegee card and squeegee all the air bubbles out, and you can pull these, you know, you pull them tight around underneath and get them to stick. But I'm just going to cut them off because it's not gonna be waterproof or anything. So okay, I'll go heat them up here. Actually, once you get it good and hot, then you can just take it and you can fold it right over. You got to cut a couple reliefs in it so that it will stick down and not bubble up. And you just basically go all over like this. You just got to cut a couple reliefs in it and wrap it around. Just like that, and then you take this, snip that little dude off, wipe all the air bubbles out. Okay, and then you have one side carbon fiber. It's not perfect and it's not going to stay. I'm just doing this to see what it's like. But this stuff's pretty durable. I bet it'll hold on for a little while. Now I'm just going to do the other side, basically the same exact way. So I will get it cut out and I'll be right back. Okay, this side's warmed up and I just got to cut the reliefs in this one. Cut a relief right there. And I'm just going to cut this off right here. I don't need that big long piece. And I'll just wrap that over, fold that over. And like I said, this is just a test. I don't think it's, I mean, if I don't like it, I can take it off. But I'm kind of curious as to how durable this stuff is. I was thinking about maybe doing a small piece down the middle. I think I have one piece left. Oh, you know what? And it might even be the right size. Like this right here, right down the middle. Wow. I don't know. I kind of like the looks of the stock so much that I don't really want to. Yeah, I'm good. Anyway, that's what it looks like. Yeah, is it good? Is it not? I don't know. It's probably all for nothing, but anyway. Okay, I'm going to get my parts and then I'll show you a reassemble and I'm going to take it back out and bash it some more. Okay, we're going to switch gears here and I'm going to install the RPM rear bearing carriers. This is a well-known problem. Traxxas under-engineered their bearings on the backside, and when I get this thing apart, I'll show you what it looks like. But this is one of the must-have upgrades for this thing because it's just, it's so big and it just tears these little tiny bearings up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll show you the size comparison. Let me get this wheel off. Oh goodness. And there we go. Just use that as a stand like everybody always does. Okay, and then it's got this little keeper right here on it. You just pop this keeper off. Be careful not to lose it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but okay. Then you just pull this splined deal off that fits in the back of the wheel, and then the best way to do it, I've never done this before, but let's pull off this retainer screw. This retainer screw. Okay, and then you just pop the pin out like I did the other one. Super simple. And pop the pin out of this one, same thing. Super simple. And look, that whole thing just comes out like that. And then the back of the universal, or the axle, just pops right out. This back here is the bearing that everybody's having trouble with. I gotta try to get it out without stabbing myself to show you the difference in the two. You have to reuse the front bearings, but RPM gives you the back bearings, which is super, super nice. So it's something extra you don't have to spend. All right, let me get it out of the bag here. Guess I should have brought a knife on. That's what I get for things. Okay, so here's the difference in the two bearings. This bearing is massive and way more sturdy than the other one. And then it just slides in the back here like this. You just pop it in, push it all the way in. And this one, you just pop this sucker out, but you got to be careful not to push on the dust cover so that you don't screw anything there up. I'm going to get a rag and wipe this off and clean it up. Make sure that it still rolls good. You just put your finger in it and turn it. If it feels crunchy, you can just take like a little dentist tool or, you know, a O-ring pick or something, and you can pick the the dirt seal, the dust seal out of this. You can put a little bit of like Marvel Mystery Oil. I think works great. It works good to clean and everything. And then you just, when you take it out, be super careful not to break it. But just pop it back in place. Come over here. Pop it into the front just like this. Bloop. There you go. Then you take your axle, wipe it off. And this is actually a good point too to shoot some WD-40 or something inside your axle pins right there, and it will help that from getting chewed out when you run it. Let me get some WD, hold on. Okay, I just squirted a little bit of WD-40 around in there and then just kind of blew it out, and I'll just kind of wipe off the residual residue. And you leave a little bit down in the hole. Don't leave too much because it likes to collect dirt. But once you get it inside that hole, you should be good to go. Then you just take your spline like that. And I don't remember, I think these holes have to be, oh no, these are good. Yeah, actually you're supposed to get a drill bit and go through and clean up these holes just a tiny bit, because there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's in the very, very middle, it's kind of tight, and you don't want that. You want it to be a nice free pin fit where it just smooths, this slides right through, which that one's pretty good. It would probably work itself through, but it's always good to have nice, good free pin fit. Okay, so what I did was I went and got a 5/32 drill bit. Let's move the camera this way just a little bit so you can see a little better. I went and got a 5/32 drill bit, and when you do this, you don't want to be crazy with it. You just want to bring it in and just to take off any little burrs. And then you do your test fit again to see if it works. Perfect. Just like that. No sweat. Just don't get crazy, because if you make it oversized, then it has a chance of getting wobbled out and all messed up. So then what you do is you just locate your dog bone back here. Or not your dog bone, your diff cup. Pop that in there like that. This is upside down. Okay. Then you just take this pin right here, pop this pin back in here like this, slide it right in just like that. And then you take your upper arm, pop it down over, take your pin, push it through like that. Let me screw these retainer things back in real quick, and then we'll put that safety retainer clip on the okay, there's that. And I got one more. Right here. Be very, very, very careful using power tools when you're messing with these little tiny threaded screws, because boy, they just strip right out just like that, and you won't even hardly push on it and it'll strip it out. So then you just take this, pop it back on, and don't do that, let it go flying all over the place. I might have to get a pair of pliers or something to do this a little better. Boy, well, making an idiot out of myself. Third time's a charm, right? Or fourth, or fifth. Boy. That's odd. Oh, that's why the hub pulled out. I'll just push it on with my finger. What a pain in the ass. There we go. You just got to show it who's boss. Evidently I'm not, because it whipped my butt. Anyway, put the drive knuckle back on, or the hex back on. Pop the wheel back on. And there you go. It'll never, ever, ever break again. Right? Okay. I got another one coming up for you too, just a second. Something else that you need to do when you get these trucks, the wheels come with holes. The tires do not have holes. So as you're driving around in the sand or the water, you're getting all kinds of stuff inside of these wheels. And then you get out of balance, and these things just go wonky. When you hit the gas, they just flutter all over the place and they go crazy. So what you need to do is take a fairly decent sized drill bit. I mean, not too big, obviously, just enough to leave a hole after you drill. I tried 6 or 7 different drill bits, and I had to go up actually to like 1/4 inch before it would leave a hole, because the rubber would always close back on it. So I did like 8 holes all the way around on all 4 tires. So that way, when you hit the gas and the tire balloons right in the middle, it throws all the water or the sand or whatever. I actually just learned that from one of the employees out at Georgie's Highway 2 Hobbies in East Wenatchee, Washington, if you're ever in the area. Yeah, so that should work good. When these things balloon up, here's the hole right here. It's kind of hard to see, but the hole opens up as it starts to balloon out, and these things can get really, really, really thin. Like, they get about this tall when they balloon up. So it just throws everything out of the inside. So anyways, okay. Okay, folks, a week and a half later, got my new part here. It's gonna go right in here, and I'm gonna take a little bit of this blue Loctite right here and put it on the screw that's there and get this thing back together so we can go jump it some more. So I will go like this. This just fits right nicely inside, just like that. And then this, it's already got a little bit of Loctite on it from Traxxas, but I'm going to put just a little bit more because I don't want it coming out. And it might have already used up the factory stuff, so you just put it right in here like this. Lift that up and give her a twist. She should go right in. Yep. Okay, now I'm gonna have to hold the other side so it doesn't try to go taking off on me. Okay, that's that. That's tight. Now I can just put it all back together, and then I'm gonna take it back out and send her flying. So you'll see a epic Air part 2 or whatever coming up next. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.